what's going on, you beautiful people of YouTube? What's up? It's me, the My Mini Gamer. In today's video, I'm gonna go over a few tips and tricks that will help you start winning your rank games, get that RP and rank up. Now, this video is specifically for people underneath plat who are trying to get to plat and above. In the future, I will be doing videos about how to solo queue through plat, or tips for solo queuing in general, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Slice that like button. Let's go for 10 likes on this video. You guys be slacking on the likes now, but just if you guys want to see more of these tips and tricks videos in the future, make sure to smash that like button so I know you guys enjoy it. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Tip number 1. Alright, so let's say you log into a ranked match and someone takes your main. You're like, who do you play now? To work around this, you need to have at least two to 3 legends. If you want to main about 4 or 5 legends, that's up to you, but at least have 2 to 3 legends. Some legends that you could use are this season for the meta could be like Gibby, Horizon still meta, Bloodhound, Caustic will always be meta just because you can lock down buildings. Legends you hate to go against, basically. Use the legends you hate to go against. Bloodhound is super good because you can always see where your enemies are. Gibby because he has that dome shield. You got the Caustic because of his gas. Caustic because of gas, that's all that needs to be said. Even Lifeline because that passive, her res can be so clutch in a fight. The second tip I have for you is use meta weapons and use weapons that you are comfortable with. You should pick one meta weapon. So for example, choose like a Vault, R99, R301, and one of those. Master it. Go into firing range. Learn how to get like almost no recoil. Get the recoil pattern down. Learn how to aim with it, all that. Learn how to shoot with no optic, then choose the optic that you're most comfortable with, but also, play around with different attachments, stuff like that. Use the gun bare so you can get a feel for how it is when you have no attachments. Also, drop into pubs. Pubs is basically the warm-up for ranked. Drop into pubs, use these weapons, make sure you're comfortable and beaming people, alright? Don't jump into ranked and you don't know what you're doing, and when you shoot the weapon you don't know how to control it, so you're hitting the wall, the floor, you're hitting Marvins, Leviathans, everything except your target. One of the most important things you also need to have in mind is map rotation, map knowledge. Basically know where you're gonna land, and when you land, please stop landing with your teammates and going in the same building and trying to fight over the same loot and body shields. It's so dumb. When you land in the area, try to, pick an area that has a decent amount of buildings that you guys can loot. Spread out a little bit so you're not picking up the same loot. And also, if there's people there, if you spread out and you get the loot before them, those are easy KP points in the beginning of the game. Easy KP is good KP, alright? Another thing is rotation. Don't be that guy that dies in Storm. Don't be that squad that dies in Storm. Or you get stuck in a fight in the Storm because you didn't rotate early enough. You should always look and see how far you are from the circle to see if you need to start rotating before it starts to close in or after, because you do not want to, number one, get stuck in a fight in the Storm, because then most likely either you're gonna die or both you guys are gonna die. By both you guys I mean both squads are gonna die, because what's the point of that if you're both dead? Even if you do kill them, you get 2 or 3 KP off them, you just died to Storm, and you probably didn't place high enough to convert that KP into some good RP. Another important thing is to pace yourself. Don't be out here trying to be a sweaty TTV Wraith unless that's what you do, and that's what you do. Don't be out here trying to go for 20 bombs in ranked and you're just rushing every single squad you see. If you're rushing, you're gonna make mistakes. They're most likely gonna outplay you because you're not taking your time. This is ranked. You gotta keep in mind, these people are not bad. When you're all at the same level, obviously they're as good, better, or a little less/worse than you. So just take your time, learn how to outposition, outplay, outmaneuver, outgun your enemies. Don't be trying to rush, a full team of 3 by yourself. Now this one's more for solo queue players. Just try to be the alpha wolf, don't be the lone wolf. And by this I mean, stay with your squad, even if, they're not rotating fast enough. Even if you know they're garbage, try to stick with them, because it's better to fight a 3v3 than you try to 1v3. Because if you're like me, when you solo queue and your teammates are kind of garbage, you kind of just use them as bait. Like, I'll let the enemy see them first, let the enemy shoot my teammate up a little bit, and then I'll peek from around the corner, beam the enemy, boom. And then another guy will shoot at my teammate, you probably knock him or something. I beam the other guy while he's trying to reload, There's ways to work around having terrible teammates by just using them in that type of way. So what I mean by try to be the alpha wolf, basically just try to be the best player on your team. But don't be toxic about it. Even if you are the best player, don't be toxic about it. Just try to stick with your team. Help them outplay all the other squads. Use them as bait if you want to. Because I understand that solo queuing is tough. Now I'm about to go over just a few general tips for you guys who are in bronze, silver, and gold. Because most likely, if you're stuck in that if you're stuck in that rank, then you're struggling with, maybe a few of these things. So let's go over that real quick. So if you're stuck in those 2 ranks, most likely you're struggling with either your aim or strafing/movement. Strafing and movement are so important in a gunfight. Like, strafing just means you're moving back and forth, up and down, stuff like that, trying to dodge the enemy's bullets while trying to unload your bullets into them. The best way to practice that is to go look up a video on strafing and aiming, stuff like that, and just go into the firing range and practice. Like I said about the aiming thing, pick out at least one meta weapon. And same thing I was saying earlier, look up how to get no recoil on that weapon, just learn how to aim with it, go into pubs, learn how to beam people with it before you drop back into ranked. And I promise it's going to be so worth it. Anyway guys, those are my tips for ranked. I hope you guys can take some of these tips and go rank up basically. Wish you guys the best of luck. If you guys ever want to squad up with me, just add me. My PSN is TTV my minute GMR because gamer was too long. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. Get the plat, get the diamond, get the masters. Goodbye.
When you die, somebody else was born, but